We welcome you here to the desk of the Executive Director. We're not at the desk. We are outside on the porch of our mission house with two students from Olivet College in Olivet, Michigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's weird. I wonder which was first, the town or the university, which sounds like maybe they named the town. Okay. So Olivet University, or college, which is a United Church of Christ affiliated college, higher educational. So we're really excited to have him here. And I'm just going to ask him a few questions. So what brought you down here? Why did you end up here at Back Bay Mission all the way from Michigan?
Well, from I was a young boy, I like helping people and traveling, and so helping people for me was always a blessing. And being at Olivet College, they have the I found out they had the group, the service group, and so I decided to join them. And Mr. Mike Fields, who is the leader of the group, takes us to different areas of the United States where people are underprivileged or are not fortunate enough to help themselves. So by us volunteering ourselves to help people, it brings joy to them. It also brings joy to ourselves, helping people having a better life, and just bring smiles to your faces.
I've been to Belize, by the way, a couple times. I flew into Cancun, and then a friend and I rented a Volkswagen. We kind of traveled over to the Yucatan and then went down to Belize. It's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. So share a little bit why you're here.
So when I heard about the service trip, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to give back, because when I was younger, I was homeless myself. Me and my family didn't have much, and we were on the streets going back and forth to different houses because we didn't have anyone to help us. And there was one generous lady, her name was Eleanor, and she called her house the Eleanor House. And she helped us as much as we could. She helped us get a house, and it made me want to give back, because someone like that, we still have nice people in the world, and to be able to give back is like really meaningful to me, because I didn't have that growing up. So to be able to help other people and see the joy on their face puts joy on my face, just to even be able to help.
And that was in Kalamazoo?
Yep.
That you experienced homelessness? Yeah, I was also homeless as a youth in Chicago for a short time, after I moved from Mississippi. So that's a difficult place to be.
Yeah.
And I think people, they don't understand, or they look at people that are homeless or unsheltered and just pass them by, kind of ignore them, right? But they're us, we're them. And I think, like we shared this morning, all of us are just a situation away from a situation, right?
Yeah.
So what's been most important for you as you've been here in Mississippi at Back Bay? Because this is the first time you've both been in Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's been your experience of being here at Back Bay? What's been the best part of the trip?
I think for me, the best part is getting to know the other people here, like the ones that are less fortunate. So I've had lots of conversations with people. They told me their stories and how they have kids, and just a lot of the things, like, it humbles me as a person. Like, I've been through what they have been through, but I'm lucky enough to be out of that spot. So helping out as much as we can is like, it's a blessing in disguise, because that's like, it's hard for them to even share their stories, because it's hard for me to share my story, but it makes us the people we are today. And these people are amazing people, and I hope that someday soon in the future that they'll be able to give back to the same people.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your story, because that is that's really a bold thing to do, to say this is where I was at, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to share that with people. I think that's an important part of kind of understanding who we are, and then helping others understand. So what's been most impactful for you?
For me, I'll say seeing homeless people in America, especially where I'm from. Back home, everybody has this broad picture of what America is like, living the American dream.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, traveling here, seeing a lot of homeless people on the street, it's like a big shock, because, like I said, everybody thinks America is a great place. There's no homeless people, and for us to see this, and for me to put this out there, I hope it opens the eyes of others to know that there are homeless people everywhere, regardless of how great they consider the country is.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right, Ulrick, because I think we're supposedly the richest country in the world, and yet we have some of the highest rates of poverty and some of the highest rates actually of mothers passing after childbirth. I just heard. So a lot of what we espouse to be, we either never were, or we lost it, right? And I think that's beautiful. You say the American dream, because the American dream isn't for everybody, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody has the privileges or the opportunities to be a part of that dream, whatever that dream is. So I appreciate you bringing that up, because that's part of why we need to change the systems and the structures, right? To keep poverty in place, to keep homelessness in place, to find ways to lift people up. And I think, like we shared at the Mission House, not just a hand out, but a hand up, right? So walk with them, journey with them, support them, and surround them with what they need. Because there was quite a bit of poverty, I remember, in Belize, right? And when I was in Belize and when I was in the Yucatan, I think that was one of my awarenesses. I was quite young then to the poverty in our own country, because I didn't see it, so I think that's really important. Well, we really appreciate you coming down and being here. I think it's really powerful, and thank to Mike Fales who brought you all. Is this your first type of trip like this? Or?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, it's not your first? No,
It's
okay.
my first trip.
Your first, okay. So hopefully it'll be many more, and you keep on doing that, right? And then when you graduate, you get out in the real world, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world, right? And that's why we're here, so we can help change the world and make the world the kind of place that I think was intended, that we live together, that we share together, and share our resources. So thank you very much.
Especially the younger people watching. We are the future.
Yep.
So like you said, be the change you want to see, because we're the future of the next generation, and this is what it's going to be. We have to change something.
Yeah, and for somebody that's a couple generations above you all, right? It's kind of like, we have some maybe repenting to do, to say what we've done to the environment, what we've done to our culture, and the damage we've done, because that's a pretty heavy thing to put on you as a generation, to say you're going to be the generation that changes things, but that's the truth, right? To reverse climate change and global warming, and even to say, hey, we're one, no matter what color our skin is, right? That we're one and we're in this together. So, yeah. Do you have any final words about that?
Well, my final word will be to the public. This is a great organization. This is a great mission that we're doing to serve people, and we want to continue to be working with this, and for people outside to support whatever we're doing. We want to build America back to its standards, and yeah.
That's beautiful. I really appreciate that, because I think you're speaking some truth to us, right? Here in America, as somebody that's from Belize, but we're all one. I always get disturbed by, nations, the fact that we have to separate ourselves, right? By even borders, because really, I think God created us to be one people and to work together. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. So I'm very grateful for these two young adults that are here to kind of share their story and share their insights, and hope that makes an impact on you. So thanks for joining us today.